I saw this early today at Empire and had a great time watching it. First part was a little bit slow. Middle part was not the greatest part, but the end was fucking made up for sure. You kind of got a gist of who the main characters were pretty much immediately. Besides, Jake Gyllenhaal, Mysterio, he was the start of the picture. But the bald guy with the beard, there, that guy right there, he's the start of the picture as well. I mean, yeah, you kind of knew who he was. He's going to be important because of the way his attitude was compared to the other people in the movie. So that was pretty cool. The main thing about this picture was that the action was really well done for like a war movie. It felt very realistic, and it felt like it wasn't like over Hollywoodified, if you will. No zoom and stuff there. It just felt like bullets flying here and there, shots hitting people obviously, but nothing over the top there. And it stayed consistent the way it's supposed to be for an action fight through and through for most of the picture. So the only part about the picture that I was kind of like rolling my eyes at, like why couldn't this part be cut out there? I understood in the end, but you could have done the same thing and cut out a lot of it for effect if the wheelbarrow scene, which you're gonna see, which I just saw in the trailer over here, the wheelbarrow scene was really, really, really long. It had to take up at least like somewhere around maybe 10 to 15 minutes of screen time, like sporadically in between stuff there. I know why they did it in the end, but the same effect could have been accomplished if you would have did like 5 minutes of like constant wheelbarrow, but other angles, him getting tired. I know the point of it was to show his struggle of taking the cargo, if you will, from A to B. The struggle is very important for us to feel. I get that, but for effective runtime and effective like feeling, it could have been in 5 minutes because nothing else in the movie was done that long. If you did something that long, like 5 minutes, we could have got the point. That we get the point that the cargo's very important to him, but it was really, really long. When you see it, I think you'll agree. The main part about the movie that I did enjoy was how they felt so alone in a foreign country, a foreign country such as this one with 1.4 billion people. Wink, wink. And it felt like so isolated because they were just two people, if you will, in a gigantic nation with that many people, with that many spies, that many eyes, that many like people that can like take you out with a phone call, that kind of stuff. There, it was so easy for them to get killed, at any moment because, like I said, they were surrounded by the enemy at all times. You didn't know who you could trust. So I was like, I don't know if it's based on a true story or not there, but I don't see this being going out well for them. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, yeah, the way they made it feel as if like there's spies and eyes everywhere, it felt really realistic. I mean, like you get people in cars from far away looking around the surrounding area in binoculars, and like immediately you got the walkie-talkie cell phone, whatever, ready to go there to call the main guy in charge to let him know what do you want me to do. They had spies everywhere from like places you wouldn't even think to look. It was ridiculous. I mean, like, I think most 99 times out of 100, these guys have been dead. There's no way you're gonna get out of this shit there. You can't go into a village of people there, and it's got a foreign country there, and expect to get out of there alive. Especially like what Jake Gyllenhaal does in this movie, and go around with basically his face uncovered. What the fuck was that about? I don't know what that was about. So like that was weird to me. That was like one of the things that irked me off there. Like okay, so he knows he's a fugitive. He made very clear in the movie, very clear in the movie that he and his friend over here are fugitives. But they're going around there when people around them have masks around their face there, they sometimes do have a mask on. I'm not gonna lie, they do have a mask on. But when they're like in the thick of things and they're highly, highly wanted by that government per se, they're gonna go around with like their face all wide open and shit. There, what are you thinking, bro? So that was the thing that irked me about the picture. But I did like the feeling of like you can't trust anybody because they had eyes everywhere, bro. It felt like there was at least 10 eyes on them at one time. You cannot escape. So at the end of the picture, they show that. Let me just try to repause it. At the end of the picture, they made it very clear that many, many people died in this real scenario beforehand, before someone finally succeeded. Many people died. I was like, that makes sense to me. That makes fucking sense to me. Holy shit. And they showed the real people that movie was based on, that kind of stuff. So, like, yeah, I did not see any scenario in which these motherfuckers could live. I did not see that. The odds were just too insurmountable, you know? And the beginning part of the picture right here, the beginning part of the picture made it very clear that people have died in this scenario before, and you know, take it or leave it, you know. So they made it very clear that this is an extremely dangerous mission. So I was like, okay, cool. They made the points up real clear, really quick. So that was good. I like that. So like, yeah, the only thing I didn't like about the picture was the fact that yeah, that the wheelbarrow scene and the yeah. Like not covering your face, you know, that was kind of irk. You know, it's a movie thing. I get that part, but yeah. So they're showing the cargo right there. Interesting. So yeah. I was pleasantly surprised by like how good overall the picture was there. I think now that I think about it, there, I think if you miss the first half of the picture, it'll be okay. If you walk in a half point in and go to the end there, you'll be alright. You'll be alright. Because all you need to know, the relationship between him and the ball guy is very strong, per se. If you want to know why, I guess so, like from humble beginnings, per se, you can watch the beginning part there, but the intensity ramps up there in the middle of the picture to the end. The intensity ramps up a lot in the middle of the picture to the end. So enjoy the picture when it comes out. That's it for now. Clack off.